Oh dear. Hello. I cannot zoom out in this mode. All right. Hello. This is Becky Johnson. We are going to do the God and Family class for our religious emblem in the Cub Scout 4th and 5th graders. And then we also have some Girl Scouts working on their, I forget what their religious emblem program is called, what the award is called, but same program does the same thing in Girl Scouts. So, God and Family class, what's really cool about this program, and it's my favorite, is that we are relating families to pizza. So, I want everybody to think about ways that families are just like pizza. Hey, Mallory, what are some ways that families are like pizza? Can you think of any? Any answers are okay. There's no right or wrong. No right or wrong answers. I mean, there's no wrong answers.
They're together.
What are together?
Family.
Families are together, and how are pizzas together?
They stick together.
Pizzas stick together. They have different layers, right? Mm-hmm. But it's all together on one thing that you eat. So I want everybody out there to think of some ways that family might be like pizza. Go ahead, you can pause and talk about it with your adult partner and then start us back up again. Okay, so hopefully you found some silly or funny or thoughtful ways that you could relate families to pizza. But the bottom line is that families, just like pizzas, are all made in different ways. They are all unique. The purpose of this program, God and Family, and things are going to appear backwards, I think, to you. The purpose of this program is to celebrate our families as we learn about God's love. Now, to continue with the pizza theme, let's talk about everybody's favorite toppings. Mine is pepperoni. What's your favorite topping, Mal?
Nothing.
Oh, you like it plain. She likes it plain. But who out there likes sausage or pepperoni like me? Or who likes peppers and onion? Or Hawaiian pizza, ham and pineapple? Or I do like, ooh, bacon or mushroom. I like mushroom. I like a lot of toppings. I like a lot of toppings. All right, so we all know a lot about pizza, usually. I mean, a lot of families do count on pizza maybe once a week, and maybe not, maybe less often than that. And some people, maybe there's allergies or whatever where pizza doesn't even get eaten in their house. We eat it often.
We have it like twice a week.
Sometimes twice a week, yeah. Sometimes, not all the time, at least once a week. So would you say that we're pretty much pizza experts?
Yes.
We know a lot about pizza. We know a lot about pizza. But do we know how much work goes into making a pizza?
A lot.
Could we make a pizza from scratch? Do we know how to make the crust?
Yeah.
Do we know how to make the sauce? Do we
Yes.
know how long to bake the pizza? Or how hot the oven should
100
be?
100 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know any of those things. So as much as we may feel like we're experts on pizza, we don't really know how to make a pizza from scratch. So just like that, As much as we all belong to a family, and we may think that we know a lot about families, are we really experts on families? We might be an expert on our own family, but do we know how much work goes into families?
Yes.
Do we know what makes a family strong? Do we know God's plan for our families? So that brings us to introducing the God and Family program, and that this program will help us learn that God loves us and wants us to love and care for our families. We will use pizza to help us learn about God's plan for our families. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up to page 3. Page 3. It's just opening the cover.
Oh.
Okay. So, I just ordered a tripod so that we won't be so shaky next time. So, all right, I'm back here. So opening up your book, you're just going to open up the cover to the table of contents, and we're just going to look at the titles of the chapters. So it says Introduction, Make a Pizza. That's what we're doing right now. Session 1, Crust Foundation. Session 2, Sauce. Session 3, Toppings. Session 4, Cheese. Session 5, Bake. Session 6, Eat, Share, and Enjoy. And then we're done. We're done with the class. So looking then on page 3, on these pictures here, and actually stop. Let's go back up and fill in this top line. The God and Family program will compare families and pizza. You will make a pizza as you study how your family can grow together in God's love. Before you begin, guess how families and pizzas are alike. Oh, so during your brainstorming, when we were paused and Mallory said, like, putting pizza together, like it's all together even though it's got lots of layers, and then whatever you came up with, go ahead and jot down 2 ways that you thought pizzas and families were similar. So you can do that when we're done. Ooh, we got close. So you'll want to put something on those 2 lines. Moving on to these pictures, let's see if we can connect the chapters with these pictures. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pictures, and there are 6 chapters. So which one do you think might be the crust? Mal, which one do you think is the crust? Which of these pictures is the crust of the pizza? Yeah, so you guys can either write crust here, or you can put the number 1 here. All right, now what about the sauce? This is a tricky one. Which one do you think is the sauce? It is, very good. It is this. I know it doesn't really look like sauce, but this will make more sense when we start making our cardboard pizza, because the sauce weaves together family heritage and spiritual heritage. So this is actually the weaving together of strips of paper, different colored paper, to make the sauce for our cardboard pizza. Here, Mal, pick up one of the boys' cardboard pizzas, just so that they... Well, then take all the layers. Yeah. So well, that one's glued on, so just be careful. So here's a finished product from when Colby, my 16-year-old, did it back when he was in 4th grade. And then those layers go on top of here, except cheese goes on top. Oh. And then this is Cameron's from when he was in 4th grade. And the toppings go underneath also. But anyway, this is what will be something like this. That one's falling apart. But here's the sauce, actually. So there we go. That's the sauce. So that's why this picture represents the sauce. So which picture do you think then looks like the toppings for lesson 3, session 3? Yeah. And... What about cheese? What do you have to do? Yeah, you got to shred up the cheese and sprinkle it on top first. And then the session after cheese is baking. Which one looks like it might have to do with baking? Which of these two pictures left? Yeah, you want to wear your oven mitts, protect yourself from the hot pan and the hot pizza. So that would be number 5. And the last lesson is bake.
Wait, what?
Bake. Oh, wait, that's bake. Five's bake. I'm sorry. Session 6 is eat, share, and enjoy. Which one looks like it's a finished pizza and you're about to cut it and eat, share, and enjoy. Very good. So you guys, Mal, can you pick up my plug? So you guys go ahead and look at those. Make sure it makes sense to you. That's just connecting the coming chapters with those pictures on page 3. So now we're going to start on a lesson. Meet Joshua and his family. Sorry, I keep getting you guys so close to me. Like I said, I ordered a tripod. Meet Joshua and his family. So let's read together. Follow along. A long time ago, a man named Joshua was the leader of the Hebrews. When people were tempted to follow other gods, Joshua told them that he and his household would serve the Lord. And that is in Joshua chapter 24, verses 14 to 15. We're going to quick jump over to a Bible and read that real quick. So this is my favorite kids' Bible, the Adventure Bible for young readers. It's a New International Reader's Version. But any Bible is fine. It just might sound a little different. And after I talked to Pastor Rich, he's got an app that he really likes because you can easily switch through different versions when you're on a verse. So if you are told to look up a verse and you go to it and you're like, thou what? And it's really not making any sense to you, you can stay on that verse and switch to a different version, and a different version might make more sense. So I like this version for kids. So we're on Joshua 24, verse 14 and 15. And it says, so have respect for the Lord. This is Joshua speaking to the people, because Joshua was the leader of the Hebrew people after Moses had died. And for a generation under Moses, the people of God had wandered in the wilderness. And led by Joshua, they finally crossed into the promised land that God had promised them. And as the years went past, they settled the land, and they found that there were other people already there who worshipped other gods, other than the God. So the Hebrew people were exposed to other religions and other gods. As Joshua grew older, he wanted to make sure that the Hebrew people were committed to God. He made a stirring speech to them, leaving no doubt about whom he and his family were following. And that's where this verse comes in. So he is saying, so have respect for the Lord, serve him, be completely faithful to him. Throw away the gods your people worshipped east of the Euphrates River and in Egypt. Serve the Lord. Chapter 15. But suppose you don't want to serve him, then choose for yourselves right now whom you will serve. You can choose the gods your people served east of the Euphrates River, or you can choose the gods the Amorites serve. After all, you are living in their land. But as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. And that's a common verse that you hear a lot. You hear that quoted. But as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. All right, so that's the Bible verse where this comes in. So continuing reading on page 3, we need to be like Joshua and his family. We need to decide what has priority in our lives. This God and Family program will give you some wonderful opportunities along with your family to serve the Lord. Not only will you receive a medal when you complete the program, but you and maybe your whole family will come closer to God. So before you begin your journey in the God and Family program, take the time to answer the following question. Now, before we read this question, you should do a little thinking. So let's not read that question quite yet. Let's think about many things asked to be made first in our lives. It could be scouts. It could be sports, soccer, baseball, swimming. It could be friends. It could be family. It could be a job. It could be a video game. There's a lot of things that ask us or that are in our lives that require our time, our thoughts, our participation in. And so this is asking you to kind of think about that and how you want to prioritize, consciously prioritize your activities. So sometimes other choices take on the importance of gods themselves. So sometimes that video game, you might be giving all of your attention to, and it's almost like that commitment to it is like you're worshiping it. When it becomes the center of your life, then you might have some priorities out of whack, and we'll be having a talk with Cameron in a little bit because of his priorities and video games. So this God and Family course can help you and your family be more conscious about your including God and Jesus as important parts of your life. So discuss amongst yourselves what kinds of things have priority with your family? What does your family invest its time in doing? And what does your family value as important? And all your answers for that are going to be different. There's not going to be the same answers between Mallory and I or you guys out there. So this is a good time that you guys can pause and think about those questions. And then we're going to come back and answer this block right here. So go ahead, pause. Okay, we're back. So the question is, giving ultimate priority to God is called worship. Another way of saying ultimate priority is making God first. Making God your number one choice is called worship. We claim God as the most important thing in our lives. We put God before everything else. So what does this mean for you? How can you work that into your life? Not hugely changing, we're not saying, oh, everything else gets the back seat. No, we need to be realistic here. But are there ways that you can make God a higher priority in your lives, in your families, when you're more consciously thinking about that and making those choices? So that's what you're going to write here, that there are no right or wrong answers. You guys discuss that. Mallory and I will discuss it, and she will write her answer there. So we are going to close this introduction session. We will be back for session 1 at another time, and hopefully we will have an actual in-person scheduled class as well. But time is tight, and we are going to do our best to get everybody through the program, but through the program doing it right. So let's close with a prayer. Can we bow our heads? Dear God, thank you for the families you have given each of us. Thank you especially for the young people in this class. Be with them and their families as they work on the God and Family program. Help us all to grow in faith as we learn about your love and share your love with our families. Amen. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again soon. Bye.